I welcome all of you with my love and respects. Welcome to Kailash Manasarovar, our hometown. How to introduce Kailash? I'm just wondering. First thing, it is actually Kailash, the place which we believe now as Kailash, was and is actually Kailash, where the Shiva walked in the human body, lived in that area, and many of his leelas happened in this area. And only the time was very long time he lived. Because of that, it became like the history, the recorded history is not trusted or believed. Because for a long time he lived. See, when you listen, somebody lived 120 years, you believe. When you hear a story, somebody lived in the body for 3,000 years, you tend to make it as a story. So that is the way it becomes story. Otherwise, he really walked in this place and lived around in this area. Now, many of the Leelas mentioned in the Puranas happened in this area. And this is the energy center for 5 religions. And Buddha left the body here only in Kailash. And for Jains also it's a sacred place. Many of their Tirthankaras left the body here. Actually itself the Leelas of Shiva happened in and around Kailash, and Manasarovar represents the Devi. She came out of the Manasarovar only. I think I will talk continuously. Only then I will be able to tell one by one. Huge crowd of enlightened masters are still sitting in Samadhi in that place. What do you call as Shambhala? Shambhala is nothing but it's inside that Kailash mountain. And in my experience, I have seen only 2 hills hollow inside. One is Kailash, another one is Arunachala. And another one good thing with Kailash is simply you have to believe in mystery. Nothing can be done. Go there and try not to believe in mystery. And nothing can be done. Anybody who comes and goes, simply you have to fall in tune with the mystery. And even the Chinese people who are communists, who don't have any samskara or faith or trust, even they are afraid to go near that hill. Still the flights don't fly on the Kailash. They tried 2-3 times. The communist people want to break that faith. The flights can't go on the Kailash. They tried 2-3 times and always, invariably, the flights crashed and still the flights don't go above the Kailash. It goes above the Everest, Mount Everest, but not above the Kailash. These are some of the modern day details. They have done all the best available arrangements, from the staying and all those facilities to the helicopters, standby, medical helicopter ambulances. Even medical helicopter ambulances will be in standby. Only the parikrama path, nothing can be done. That path only, we don't have medical ambulance, but don't worry, I am there. Those things I will take care. For social reasons, whatever we needed, we have done everything. Don't worry. Already I saw, our trip will be auspicious and everything will be auspicious. I saw. Let me come to some spiritual things. Some of these things I want you to be aware. Usually, when you go to the high altitude, the first thing will happen is your usual irritation will become intense. Irritation, sleeplessness, vomiting, this all will start. Try to be centered, means either unclutched or in Anandagandha. Get back to yourself continuously in the unclutched mood, an unclutched space. In the I am telling you usual thing, because with the high altitude, the first thing will erupt out is the distracting engrams. That only will come up. Somehow balance it. That is the reason I wanted these fellows to have 3-4 days before starting Kailash. That's why I added Muktinath. Originally the Muktinath was not there. Any of you guys, all you guys may be knowing, I added Muktinath because I started, I myself sat and studied how we are going to go, and I wanted to see how the altitude is going to be increased. These fellows have said, the second day the journey is starting. I said, nothing doing. These fellows will go crazy. Now, usually you will have that vomiting and all that. You see, when I went to Kailash, I walked from Badri. From Badri, I walked to Manasarovar. I created friendship with some lamas. These Buddhist lamas, they helped me and they took me. And lamas don't have any, because they know the complete route. And moreover, the Tibet and China, the struggle was not that big some 10 years before. I'm talking, I think 1998 or 99. That was the time. So the struggle was not that much. Only when the US started backing Dalai Lama, the enmity has grown too much. So with lamas, you can easily walk, and they know all the roads. And very loving people. The dress they wear itself is almost like a tent. No, really. And these guys, they know how to acclimatize your body and mind. Acclimatizing your body and mind, they are able to do it. And if you guys do the Mahamantra 2 hours a day, you will have a complete whole thing as a spiritual experience. We can try. I'll give you guys 2 hours, but you may not be able to do utter stretch. Morning 1 hour, then noon half an hour, evening half an hour, like that. That's the way they prepared my body and all. Acclimatization will happen. And you will not have, you see, the one main thing you need to take care of this whole trip is, don't fall into irritation. That's the thing. The irritation will allow the insecurity, all other emotions to come up. Then the whole joy of the trip will be lost. So don't raise your voice. Don't be irritated. That is the only thing I can say. If you ask me one spiritual instruction to get the complete spiritual benefit, not just this Kailash, any high altitude yatra, the irritation, you will just have the irritation in every joint. Every joint will leak the irritation. Usually that biomemory, that muscle memory will release irritation only in the system. I do not know about the medical and psychological things. I am talking about spiritual and from my experience. The irritation is the first thing. If you can manage the irritation, then you are done. Otherwise, all this body pain and all will not be a problem. That and all I can manage. But this irritation, you need to be cooperating. All other things will not be a problem at all. I will be able to handle all other things. And 1 or 2 Kundalini session is enough. And all other things will go away. But this irritation is an independent decision where you yourself support it. Don't support irritation. And be too careful about this irritation, because the irritation, once you allow, that will start staying in you, and that is the root of all other emotions. Then you will have fear that, oh, will I be able to come back happily, safely? I don't know what, this, that. Don't bother. And everything gets added after the irritation. Anyhow, for acclimatization only, I told these guys to push it for a few days. And that's the reason we are having few days. We will be going to Muktinath tomorrow. We will be staying in a place called Bokra, where each stone is a deity. The salagramas are collected from there only, the Kentucky River. And the whole, actually all the root of Hinduism is in this area. All salagramas are stone from Muktinath. You should be aware. All Shivalingas are the stone picked up from Manasarovar and Kailash. All salagramas are stone picked up from Muktinath. So in this area, every stone is a god for us. And not only Hindu sentiment, even for Buddhist sentiments. Even for Buddhists, every stone picked up from Manasarovar and Kailash is Buddha. Represents Buddha. So tomorrow we will be going to Muktinath, where every stone is a deity, is a god. One instruction, don't carry irritation. Always come back to that unclutching. That will help you. If you come back to a little more sweeter space of believing all these small stories, you will have extraordinary joy. Come back to the childlike space. When you tell a fairy tale to a child, how it really feels it. Yes, it happened. See, you show a story about that Tom and Jerry, Mickey Mouse, and you take the child to the Disney World and he sees the Mickey Mouse, he just believes this Mickey Mouse is the one acted. And the innocence of that child, if you get to that space for next 10 days, all the stories I tell will really put you into the experience. Not just faith, just deeper experience. See, the child believing Mickey Mouse and Tom and Jerry happens in low spectrum, low consciousness. If you start believing these stories, naturally it will happen in high spectrum in you, high consciousness. I am giving the example because there is no other example, I am giving that. You should get, exactly my mood, the Indian village boy mood. Where every Purana, every story is, you feel connected with it and you vibrate with it and the joy of it, then it will not be just an ordinary trekking. It will be an extraordinary yatra. Just today morning, for example, in the morning we were driving in the car. I told Shiv, this flat where the Akshardham is built, that is where Krishna's guest house was there when this place was Indraprastha. Naturally, a normal man, this fellow has no, he has started. A normal person can think. But what is the need for me to promote Akshardham? When you are in the child space, you can really enjoy, and not only enjoy, it is true. It is true. That's the reason exactly that project was attracted to that land. Swaminarayan is the Krishna's incarnation. So that was the place, the Krishna's guest house, when Indraprastha was there. Delhi is Indraprastha. Delhi was built by Pandavas as per the advice and plan of Krishna. And he had a beautiful, huge guest house for himself on the banks of Yamuna. After he ran away from Vrindavan, he did not go back to Vrindavan, but he loved Yamuna. So he always used to come and stay in his guest house and sit in the banks of Jamuna. And used to enjoy Yamuna. I showed the other part also where the Indraprastha's capital was there, means their palace and all that. Maybe at some time, if a archaeological department digs out or does some satellite photography and all that, you will find it. I said at least you keep it in memory and record it. Later on, after 30, 40 years, somebody will find out, dig out. They will say, we discovered. You should tell them long before Swamiji said. It is there. So if you get to that childlike space where you enjoy the stories, you can listen to thousands of things and you can really enjoy. And another one thing, once you are acclimatized, unclutching without irritation, you will start seeing darshans and visions usually in high altitude. So the door opens for darshans and visions if you balance yourself from irritation, especially these levitators, people who experience the physical movement during Kundalini awakening. You guys need to maintain that non-irritation very carefully. So you guys are like your muscle memories are very soft. So you can't allow irritation. These intellectual guys who don't move the butt or body, see their nerves are also strong and they will not allow irritation also. But these people who experience very easily the initiation or the energy, you can allow the inner irritation. Don't allow that. Don't get into argument or fight with anybody for any reason. And again get back to the unclutching. That is enough. Do this for next 4 days. That's enough. The acclimatization will happen. Then you will see that you will start seeing visions and darshans. And one, such a high altitude. Another one thing, I am there with you guys. So I can guarantee each one of you guys will have at least one strong satori. Understand? One strong satori. Either the darshan outside the eyes, you can see outside the eyes. Because when the irritation is handled, your eyes become very pure in this high altitude. You can see even outside the eyes. Darshan of Shiva. And any your Ishta Devata or this other very strong Vedantic experience of unclutching and all this. And the traditional story says the offering Shiva asks from Kailash and Varanasi, these two is, he asks 1 engram to be dropped. Usually. Have you heard your elders also, if you spoke to your elders, they will say that I went to Varanasi and stopped eating in banana leaf. They will tell like that. So 1 engram, he asks you to drop. So all you guys can choose 1 engram. The last day when we leave from here, you can drop it or you can drop it in Manasarovar. Any 1 strong engram. You can say, from today I am dropping it. That was supposed to be the Dakshina given to the Chandigeshwara. See, Chandigeshwara is accountant of the Shiva. That's why in the temples also when you go to the Chandigeshwara, you clap your hand and say, I am not taking anything from temple C. I am going empty-handed. That's why you go. As per the rule, is accountant, you say that you are not taking anything from the temple. When you come to Kailash and Varanasi, you are expected to drop 1 engram. Muktinath is the deity, whole deity is made out of salagrama stones and beautiful Vishnu deity. Tomorrow morning we will go to first Pasupatinath Shiva, we will have darshan, and after the Pasupatinath Shiva darshan we will go to the airport and fly. It will be some, I think, 30 or 40 seater aircrafts, just 20 minutes flight. But actually I wanted to drive because we can enjoy the whole Nepal. Not only that, if you are outside, more easily acclimatization will happen. If you are driving, acclimatization will happen. Now what will you do? You will go just lock yourself in the hotel room. You are again in the controlled condition, controlled weather. But these guys are saying the roads are not that safe and all that. Okay, safety is first. And tomorrow we will be staying in Pokhara. Pokhara. There is also a beautiful resort. Maybe we can go for a walk for acclimatization. We can go for some 7-8 kilometer walk. And psychological mutation and physiological mutation happens in body, brain due to enlightenment. So, some of the researches we got and now also we have done, they say that the male hormone is only 6-year-old boys level. How many doctors we have here? So, let me give the medical opinions, then you can verify. Doctors say the hormone trace will be there in the blood for 10 years. Am I right? It seems the hormones trace will be there in the body for 10 years, and they say based on now the level, the hormone level, at least last 10 years, there was no male hormone production in the body or male activity. Maybe tomorrow we can do walking, so the acclimatization will be very easy. Actually, many of you guys, your health is okay, so acclimatization will not be a problem. But what I am saying, the acclimatization without irritation, that is what I wanted mainly. If you allow that irritation, it will be a good trekking. But I wanted you guys to have a very strong spiritual experience. Otherwise, why come with me? Why I am with you guys? See, when you go back, you should carry a strong spiritual experience, not just few photographs and and some trekking memory. No, that is a human mind. You take photograph without enjoying the scene so that you can enjoy it later on in your house. I have seen people, they don't enjoy the scene with their eyes. They are too busy in taking photograph so that they can go back and enjoy it in the house. But ultimately, the whole yatra will be successful only with a deep, prayerful attitude. Because this is the place where he lives. Mahadeva lives, Sadashiva's residence. So only with a deep, prayerful attitude, the whole thing will be successful. So always carry his name, Namah Shivaya, in your lips. carry the deep, prayerful attitude, our intellectual Vedanta, logic and all will not do anything here. Only unclutching and His grace will do everything. Just get into a different mood and spectrum, living your whole life, old life. Leave everything back in India and get into Nepal mood. Nepal means the original, this name Nepal came from Netrapalaka. Subramanya, Skanda came from Netra of Shiva. See, when Shiva opened the third eye, Subramanya came out and his body, or I can say that the Garbha of Subramanya came out in 6 pieces. So that was kept in a water and preserved for it to become a full-fledged body. The natural incubators. So that whole process of keeping it in incubator and becoming the full-fledged body, the whole thing happened in this place. That is why it's called Nepal. Netrapalaka becomes Nepal. So there are so many interpretations. This is the traditional interpretation. The Hindu interpretation. Netrapalaka became Nepal. So the Subramanya's birthplace. And Sita's birthplace, Janakpuri. The Janakpuri is here. Janaki, Sita's birthplace is here. And Buddha's birthplace, Kushal Nagar is here. We have a lot of time. The program is organized in such a way, even if you people get stuck in Muktinath, there's a possibility that usually the flight does not always fly. Sometimes they will do one trip and sometimes they will stop the trip based on the weather. Even if we are stuck one day in Muktinath, it's okay. We have one day. That is the way we have planned. And even if we are stuck one day in Manasarovar, no problem. If we are stuck one day in the Parikrama, no problem. That is the way we have planned the whole thing. So don't have panic for anything. We have done everything in the best possible way. Whether it is a program organizing or the guides, we have the best people. We have doctors. We have everything. And whatnot, whatever possible. Usually, people take only one bag, even if it is 200 people, participants, one bag, what do you call that? Altitude bag. And enough of medications to bring down the pressure on your lungs or the heart, and enough medications. And other than the parikrama period, anywhere, any emergency, within 1 hour, you will be in the high quality hospital. That like that helicopters are kept in by the standby. The helicopters will be there, constantly standby. 2 helicopters will be there for our group. So within half an hour or 1 hour, you will be there in the hospital. So that kind of a complete safety measures have been taken. And moreover, I am going to be constantly with you guys. So you guys are going to have, I think, we are the only batch who will have cooked food throughout the trip. Including, even if you, during Parikrama we have planned. The food crew will come with you guys. And cook and feed you guys. That's the way the whole thing is planned. Otherwise, these groups, they take this dry fruit and all during the Parikrama time. But we have decided that you will have a good cooked food. Of course, dry fruits also we will carry, but we can cook and give you food. These fellows have done everything. Even in the places where only mud houses are there, we are, these guys are one day before they will go and fix the toilets. So when you go, you will not have any problem. And the next batch will go one day before the next place and fix it. And the another batch will dismantle this and bring it to the next place. So we have enough of the crew which is doing this whole thing. See, these experiences, once one biomemory is successfully connecting, then it will slowly spread to next. That's the way these are all like a software, downloadable. And only piracy can't happen. It has to be done licensed with licensed way. That's the way it moves. I'm waiting for at least some 100 people to experience, receive it. Then you will see that it becomes then it is very easy to push these fellows into enlightenment, the next frequency. Now you can see the already people who received Vibhuti Kumkum. How many of you received Vibhuti Kumkum? You guys will start receiving now this solid. The software will get downloaded. How many? Let me see. Vibhuti Kumkum received? 1, 2, 3. And you also, no? You raise hand. 4. Okay. You guys will now start receiving. Usually Rudraksha will come first. Cheap. When I say cheap, no, it's not economical value. Dismantling and assembling is easy. Then it will become a diamond, the solid things. Maybe one day I'll explain very clearly with the diagram, the science. See the levitation. When the levitation happens also, first person for me to initiate will take time, maybe a month. Then to spread that to next will take very few days only. It's like a downloading the software. First person is the writing software. Next one it's downloading software. After that, the second layer. This is the next samyama, the materialization. Usually first the powder will start happening. That's why vibhuti. And then it will move to like a semi-solid, honey, this kind of things. Then it will move to this solid, rudraksha. Then the diamond. Diamond and all very difficult to dismantle and assemble. It will move to this kind of things. Now very easily next the catching will happen. The catching will happen. Means like the downloading will happen. I'm waiting for some 100, 200 people to catch this. For that you also need to cooperate step by step, and especially sitting together. The satsang. That makes that catching happen. When that catching happens, if 100, 200 people catch, all the biomemory will support each other without having insecurity. See now, if 30, 40 more people have received, if all of them sit together, no one will have insecurity in the unconscious level. Everybody knows, this is happening. This is usual. I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to be protecting myself. See, your logic is such, will not allow any good thing to happen in your life. No, that's the way it is designed. It is designed to be your eternal spouse. That stays with you. And what to do? Nothing can be done. No, otherwise these fellows are... these fellows have started torturing the masters too much. Then God wanted to create a system. What to do? They all have to be engaged. In something they have to be busy. Anyhow. Then pushing these guys into enlightenment is easy. See, actually for enlightenment, it will not be just like a software. I will provide all the tools for designing. You will have to design. The final designing has to be done by you. But this levitation, kundalini awakening, teleportation, everything is just like a software, ready-made software. You don't need to cooperate from your side anything except that feeling connection and no fear. You don't need to design. I can just tuck, download. And it can be done. For enlightenment, you need to design. So, a large number of people without insecurity are required to sit and design. So this will... And another one thing we proved now through the scientific research, even if your body does not move, your brain goes through the same transformation of the people who are levitating. So non-levitators no need to have, see, she is jumping. Nothing is happening to me. You don't need to bother. And the spouses jump too much if the husbands are not levitating. Just to tease them. No, really. They jump too much. Just to tell, see, So through the research we have proved, even if you don't jump, when the initiation is given, the same transformation happens in your brain. But one plus point the people who levitate has is, they will have an innocent trust on all the words and my biomemory also. So they will enjoy all simple things. Very simple things also will add joy to them, like an ordinary tea, cup of coffee. Even those things will add joy to them. But these intellectual people who don't levitate, but who will experience transformation, for them only the high things will give joy, like a deep unclutching, an extraordinary meditation. These fools can't enjoy the simple coffee. No, really, that is a problem. And they can't enjoy innocence. See, now I was coming on the way. I saw a statue in the shop and I stopped there itself. And I said, when will they open the shop? Asked them. I saw one Shiva sitting very nicely with Kamandalu, meditating on the way. Asked you. I stopped. I forgot I have to come here and start the lecture. And I don't know how many 100 Shiva statues I have in the ashram. And my whole Gurukul is filled with Shiva statues. I stopped and I told, tell that hotel walas to open this shop. They said, no, the shop wala is closed and gone. We'll come only tomorrow morning. I said, tomorrow morning I want first thing, the moment they open, I want this. And I told them and came. You can enjoy small things also. You don't need to always wait for enlightenment to happen on your head to enjoy. Enjoy a small walking, a small rain, just a small, that monkey is running around. No, really. So these people who levitate can enjoy the small things very innocently. That is the only plus point. An ordinary ice cream you can enjoy. And you don't need to always wait for the Kailash ice snowball. Where will you get Kailash snowball all the time? So once in a while you need to just put the ice cream in the mouth and remember Kailash, and that's one good thing. But what to do? It has to happen. No, very pretty Shiva. You are sitting and meditating, keeping the Kamandalu in the lap. Because I always used to keep the Kamandalu in the lap, otherwise somebody will take it away. See, these animals, I have food only in that Kamandalu. So I'll always keep the Kamandalu on the lap and put a small cloth which I used to have. And on that I'll put the hand and sit and meditate. And I have never seen a Shiva statue keeping the Kamandalu in the lap. So the moment I saw, I remembered. Otherwise, you see, even if they take it away, it's okay. This dog will come and put the mouth in the food, and I won't be able to eat. I am that muddy guy. Means orthodox. If the animals put the food in put their mouth in the food, I will not eat that food again. And where will I go again to cook? My cooking is horrible. Not only the food, and even the process. I have to get all the wood, and then I have to shake the tamarind tree. And if it doesn't fall, you have the stick and get that fruit, and it's a big process. So I'll always keep the Kamandalu in the lap. I saw one Shiva statue sitting like that. You can enjoy small things also. You don't need to be always waiting for big things only to happen. Maybe I'll try to materialize something for you guys in the Kailash. I'll try. I'm not giving any promise. I'll see. Not just through other people. I'll try to do through this body itself. Usually I don't do with Sankalpa. It happens automatically. And all these fellows who received Vibhuti and all, you guys have, now you will see within this trip itself you will start receiving solids. 15 days in my presence, that is one thing, and high altitude. Only thing, you guys should not allow irritation. Please understand, if you allow irritation, irritation looks very small quality, very small thing, but that will swallow the whole thing. Whole joy of this, or the spiritual experience of the trip can be swallowed by irritation. It will usually start in the stomach. See, when the high altitude goes, the Manipuraga will go through a shift. The navel center, see, the navel is connected to earth, the earth energy, and it will go through some shift. That shift always awakens irritation in normal human beings. So don't allow that irritation. Get back to that center again and again and again. These 15 days I will talk on Shiva Leelas. All the Leelas Shiva did in this area. Shiva Leelas as it happened. I will describe exactly as it happened. Usually the ashramites I describe exactly each one's character as it happened. Chokanadar, the Sundareshwara, the Meenakshi's concert, is a Shiva's incarnation. In that incarnation he was such a drunkard, gambler, and will not do any work. And Meenakshi has to run around and do everything, and big headache. After that one, never, no more marriage. Now these all, you won't get these details in the Puranas. Puranas are always recording only the divine qualities. They don't record the human qualities. Even if you read Ramakrishna's life, it is given very rosy picture. But people who lived around him, they write he's a taskmaster, he will eat brain. You can't live around him. People who lived around him closely, if you read their reminiscences, and the picture is different totally. I'll give you the intimate picture of all the incidents happened and all the personalities and characters. This Muruga is a big musudu. That's why he ran away to Payani. He can't tolerate, he can't stand Ganesha. This all never gets recorded into the Purana, only the divine qualities gets recorded into the Purana. I'll reveal all these small secrets, sacred secrets. Maybe not sacred secrets, scared secrets. Scared to reveal intimate details. That does not take away their divine quality. It's just a human dimension. Like this fracture does not take away my divine qualities. It is just an ordinary human dimension. It's not that if my hand is broken, it will not break. That's after all made out of bone. But one thing, no pain. The time I fell, 7 o'clock, and 2:30 they did surgery. 7.5 hours, no pain, no painkiller, no anesthesia. Actually both bones broke and came out. Actually this is the wound. Both bones came out. And the moment I fell, the whole thing is video recorded. I can get that and show you guys. In security camera it is got video recorded. And the moment I fell, I got and said, I was only concerned about all the people around me. I said, I am okay, don't worry. I stood and I said, hey, there is a fracture, let's go to the hospital and do what needs to be done. And she was there. I said, all these 4-5 fellows were there. I said very clearly, hey, from navel the energy is going, from Anandaganda the heat is getting supplied, the rebuilding is going on. I described and the whole thing, I told them to take video recording cell phone. It's video recorded. And then got into the car and went to the hospital. And in Indian hospital, and they take their sweet time. From 7 o'clock to till 2:30, I was just sitting. And I was, the whole thing video recorded. I was telling clearly, doctors were saying, it is impossible, it will not be just pain, it will be agony, people will be rolling. And you can't hide that in the face, you can't hide your tears or pain in the face. What is this? He said, that is the way it is, what to do? I told them, do surgery without anesthesia, again and again. Then before the surgery, they said, we are afraid, you are high profile, we should not have any trouble. Then I said, all right, do what you want. Then they gave a truth serum, the narco test, what they use, that's what they gave for me. And they said, we are going to give you truth serum, Swamiji, you will blabber, whatever is inside. I said, it's okay, go ahead. And they were telling, even if you are given anesthesia, during the time of drilling, when they drill the bone, usually people will pull the hand or they'll come back to half semi-conscious and they'll start blabbering. Some word, pain, or they'll start shouting, screaming. They said 15 screws they put. Nothing, no reaction in the face. Only twice I said Namah Shivaya, that's all. So even if you drill the bone, only Namah Shivaya comes out. And then our two doctors, devotees, both of them came. And in that truth serum mood itself, I said, I came down to planet Earth 3 times. And last time also, for the same reason, horse riding and the same place fracture has happened. So this time the biomemory is getting tuned. That's the reason it happened. That's it. Came out, and after that, no painkiller, no anesthesia. Only during surgery they gave. But unfortunately, these fellows will not record in my history later on, I had a fracture. Now I am going to record it, that's different. They will remove these human dimensions. That's why the Puranas are usually written. That is why you see, throughout this Shiva Purana and Bhagavatam, not even once the Krishna and Shiva went 1, 2, 3 is recorded. Then what happens to all the butter he ate? It is said parts and parts of butter Krishna swallowed. Then everything was sitting inside the stomach or what? Nothing came out. It would have come out. And nothing was recorded in Bhagavatam. We should record the human dimensions also. It has its own sweetness. Hey, you guys have the Yatra Kavya everything? Okay, ready. So usually the Vedic tradition, the pilgrimage, the spiritual yatras are done with a lot of respect and sanctity as a spiritual process. So I'll also expect all of you to do it with a lot of sanctity. The 5 vows are taken, like Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Ahimsa is non-violence. As I said, don't have irritation. Don't disrespect, violate any animal or nature space in this whole trip. Don't disrespect. Don't try to be violent with any animal, or don't try to give any himsa. Be in deep ahimsa to others and to everything. Satya. Try to constantly remember truth. You see, anyhow you are going to speak truth. What is the use? There is no need for you to tell any lie in these 15 days because you are not doing any business. You are free. There is no business. You don't need to prove yourself to your boss and nothing. You are free. And that will be very easy. So I am interpreting Satya not just orally. Even in your mind, try to retain Satya. Always try to think about the truth. Means unclutching. And what is the ultimate? beyond the name and form, the Mahadeva Shiva, the divine, that is the ultimate. Try to maintain, meditate on the truth in the mind. That's a Satya. And the third, Brahmacharya. I think you have to do no other way. Try to be brahmacharis. Try to have the brahmacharya. It will help you a lot in these 15 days. And the asteya, non-stealing. Don't take anything from others or from the nature, from this place. Say, I will provide you, tomorrow in the Kentucky we will get you salagrama and do the puja. As a prasadam, I will see that it comes to you. Same way in Kailash and Manasarovar. We will take the Kailash Sila, Manasarovar Tirtham, everything and do puja and give it to you as prasadam. Take that as a prasadam when it is offered to the deity and temple and all that. You yourself do not try to take anything. Maintain that. And same way, anywhere, do not take anything from this place. Try to maintain the aparigraha. He will get you whatever prasadam required for you. Manasarovar Tirtham or Kailash stone